Today we're going to talk about making connections with the books you read. I have a couple books here that we've been reading in class, Judy Moody and Stink, and Mrs. Cushman has a few books that she's been reading in class.
I have Goonie Bird Green and Ragweed.
Okay, and so we're going to talk about how we can make connections with books. The first kind of connection we can make is text to self. And Mrs. Cushman, do you want to tell us what that is?
Sure. Text to self. This book reminds me of a time that and then we can finish that sentence. So if I were to look at one of my books, in this book, Goonie Bird Green, Goonie Bird has a pair of diamond earrings, and when I read that, I immediately thought of a beautiful pair of earrings that my Aunt Dorothy has. So that I just absolutely love. So that reminds me of something that I've seen or something in my life.
I have a text to self connection with the Stink book. In this book, Stink starts selling moon dust. And while I have never sold moon dust, I have made a lemonade stand and sold lemonade to make money. And I was saving my money up for something just like Stink was. The next kind of connection that we can have is text to media. And text to media is when a book reminds you of something you've seen on TV or a movie, maybe even a website. Text to media, maybe on your computer or iPad. And in the book, Judy Moody, this character is just like a character I've seen in a movie. I've seen the Judy Moody in the Not Bummer Summer. So I have actually seen Judy Moody as a character in a book and in a movie.
All right. In my book, Ragweed, it's about mice. And so I was thinking, it reminded me of two different movies I've seen. It reminds me of Ratatouille. If you guys have seen Ratatouille, I know that they're rats, but rodents, right? And then the other one, was Stuart Little. I don't know if you've seen Stuart Little, about the mouse who was a pet of a little boy's, and that kind of reminded me of Ragweed as well.
The next kind of connection you can make is text to text.
And with text to text, this book reminds me of another book that I've read. And so with that, I was thinking Ragweed. I don't know if anybody's read the book Ralph S. Mouse, but it is a book about a mouse. Also, this book, Ragweed, is part of a series, and so any of the books about Poppy remind me of this book.
Okay, and my text to text is really easy because in the book Judy Moody, she has a brother named Stink, and guess what? Stink and Judy are both in this book, so these together make my text to text connections.
All right. Our last connection then is going to be text to world. And Mrs. Wolf, what is that?
Okay, text to world is when the book that you're reading reminds you of something that's happening in the world. And I was really thinking hard in both of the books that I've just read with my class, Stink and Judy Moody, and I really couldn't think of a text to world connection. But Mrs. Cushman, do you have any text to world connections in your books?
I do. I'll let you finish that sentence. I do. So in my book, Goonie Bird Green, one of the chapters, she talks about her cat who loves a cow. And I don't know if you guys know the story of Coco the gorilla, but she had a cat, and the cat was almost like her little pet, and the cat loved the gorilla. So that was a text to world connection that I had when I read Goonie Bird Green.
So to recap, when you are reading, it's really good to make connections, and you can make any one of these connections or just one or more than one, but it really helps with your comprehension. So when you're starting to relate to your book and make connections between another book or yourself or text to media, text to world, it just helps your comprehension.
And I think what we're going to have you guys do is in your reading today, we want you to make connections. As you're reading, you're going to be thinking, this book reminds me, okay? That means you're making a connection. So good luck making connections today.